What is up, guys? Chef Q here, and welcome to Chef Q's travel recipe. Today we're not doing a lot of traveling. Today we're actually in my kitchen. We are going to cook up a Thanksgiving roasted, no, not turkey, goose. I remember going to Vietnam and eating a dish called vịt quay tiêu. The dish is actually from Macau, which is Chinese dish basically. So it's a duck stuffed with black pepper sauce, I say, and roasted up, and it's really good. I've had it one time and it's stuck in my head till now. So today we're gonna kind of incorporate that in with the goose. I make the recipe as I go, so this is my first time making this dish also, so this is my experiment, but definitely it's gonna turn out great. So here are the ingredients. Of course, you can't make a roast goose dish without the goose, right? So we got a big goose. This was $43, so it's about 10 pounds. Besides that, of course, all the other ingredients are: we got the ginger root, 1 clove of garlic, 4 big shallots, Chinese cooking wine, 5 spice powder, salt, sugar, granulated chicken flavored soup base mix, whole black peppercorn, whole white peppercorn, black pepper sauce from Lee Kum Kee, hoisin sauce, oyster sauce, chicken broth, cornstarch, dried aniseed, which is star anise, dried cloves, dried cinnamon, and last, raw honey. So first, the goose has a very gamey smell to it. I think more than a duck, a little bit like a duck, maybe even more because it's a bigger bird. So then we're gonna have to get rid of that gamey smell and flavor. Here is how you do it. So we're gonna chop up the ginger root, add in a little bit of wine, rice wine, and salt into the blender. We're gonna blend everything up and use that juice to give our goose a nice bath, nice clean bath. We're gonna have to leave it in there for at least 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So the wine is gonna also tenderizes the goose itself also during that process. Okay, so we just got done giving the goose a bath. Now we're gonna leave it to dry a little bit, and next step we are going to prep the stuffing or the marinade inside the goose. Okay, so what we're gonna do is use this paste and try to cover all of the inside of the goose. But first we need to dry the goose out. Use a paper towel or towel to dry the innards of the goose, so then the flavor won't be diluted once this marinade goes in. We are going to close the bottom of the goose and the top, try to keep all this flavor inside. And later on, this stuffing, we're gonna scrape it out and we're gonna make it into a sauce. So we've marinated the goose overnight, and next we are going to start cooking the goose. But before that, we have to give the goose a really nice hot bath. So you want to put this on a rack, something that's elevated from the pan, so then all the heat will actually circulate. So our goose is in the oven. I set it for 350 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe around an hour and a half. It's been half an hour and I see my goose starting to golden up a little bit. So just make sure to rotate your bird so then it will cook evenly. So occasionally open up the oven and brush it with its own fat, the fat that's dripping on the tray. Just be careful while doing this. It's super hot. Okay, the timer just went off. Let's check on our bird. So we're gonna leave it a little bit, let it cool down. Maybe say 15-20 minutes. So that way we can cut it open. And then we're gonna get the stuffing on the inside, the black pepper sauce stuffing on the inside, and use that to make a sauce for it. Smells so good. It has a really strong peppery smell. Woo. Okay, now we are going to make the sauce. So to make the sauce, get a small pot, heat it up. We're gonna put some of the fat that was from the goose that dripped down on the tray. We're gonna use that fat as oil. And then we're gonna throw in that black pepper stuffing from the goose. Stir that up a little bit. And then we're gonna add in some oyster sauce. Then 1 can of chicken broth. Then we're gonna let it simmer down a little bit. Let's say about 5 minutes. In the meantime, you can taste the sauce and see if it's sweet or salty or what. You can even add in more black pepper or white pepper that's cracked. So when we put in the whole peppercorn, it didn't really give it a spicy flavor. So if you want more spicy, put in more black pepper and white pepper. If you want it to be a little bit more salty, add a little bit of salt. So after it reduced down a little bit, add in the mixture of cornstarch and water. That's gonna make our sauce thick. That way when we dip in the sauce or drizzle it on the meat, it would stay on the meat and not just slide off and we can't taste anything. Don't just dump the whole thing in. So just add a little bit at a time, see if it's thick enough, and then stop. Okay, time for the taste test. Well, I think like the breast part is pretty dry. I've never actually had goose before, but I guess it's supposed to be like that. It's kind of like turkey. It's not as dry. It's dark meat. It's pretty thick though. There's a big chunk of meat. It's even more meat. There's a lot of meat on this bird. The skin itself, it's not as crispy as I want it to be. I think maybe because we left it outside for too long. I guess I don't have the tool. Well, let's try this. I would think it would taste very gamey, but it's not at all. I think we did a good job at getting that smell out with the Chinese cooking wine and the ginger and salt. Meat-wise, I think it's a little bit more tough on compared to like duck. Maybe because there's like a big ass chunk that I took out. Let's try the wings. Look at this wing. Yeah. This is a lot more juicy. Usually I don't like white meat chicken. That's why maybe I didn't like the breast that much. Definitely a lot better than the breast. So if you're in charge this year for cooking your Thanksgiving dinner, maybe you just try cooking goose instead of turkey. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. I hope you and your family have an awesome Thanksgiving and all the holidays that's coming up, all right? Well, catch you next video. Peace.